Hello ratbags, it's Jade. Welcome to a Citadel Forge Fire tutorial. Today I'm going to be showing you the basics of taming and basically how to use spells to get resources. A very brief introduction to it. I've already shown you guys how to make spells onto your weapons and how you can change what types of spells you have got using different weapons and different essences. Go check that video out if you haven't seen it already. It'll be very useful for this one, and also make sure you go and join my Discord if you want to keep up to date on how to join my Citadel Forge Fire servers coming very soon, and a cheeky little follow on Mixer if you want to see me live stream more of this game. Right, so very briefly, the right hand side when you're making spells is your utility and self, the self being the hand and the next square underneath it being the utility. That's the spell that you want to make for a pacifier spell. You can pretty much put this on any single weapon, whether it's an axe, a glaive or wand, and then you simply have to make sure you've got some light essence. Once you've got the light essence equipped, once you've got your weapon and you've made sure you've clicked utility, go ahead and craft a spell onto your weapon, and it should be the pacifier spell. And there you go, I've got pacifier with a 26% extended range. Now I mentioned range there. I basically put some more ingredients in the boxes below, but you don't necessarily have to have ingredients, but the more ingredients you have that are going to help, the better. So something like range could be really useful, particularly if you're going up against dangerous creatures and you're trying to tame them. The further away you are from them, the more that you'll be able to start the taming process. Once you've found a creature that you want, you simply have to just aim at it and press fire with the spell. So I've got the bear here. You can see not much is happening. Circle is going down a little bit, or it's going up I should say. I may need to damage it a little bit. And that's pretty much the general bottom line. Find a creature, make sure you got the spell equipped, aim at it and go for it. But of course the creature's going to start attacking you if it's dangerous, so what you need to do is build some sort of pen or find some way that you can be above the creature and not take any damage from it. Sometimes the creatures do run away when they get to a certain level of taming as well, so you have to go involved and get chasing them, and you are going to need something that regenerates your mana quite a lot. Now I was a bit underprepared when I went to go taming this creature. I was actually doing it as part of my guide into magic, and I decided to split it up because it was just too much to cover. So I ended up bringing the bear all the way back to my base, as I thought it would help me keep control of it and keep retrying to tame it. So you can see I've got the bear trapped inside my base, literally in my porchway, and he's nearly ready to be tamed. I ended up dying a bunch of times and respawning, but it did refill my mana, and it meant eventually I could finally tame the bear. Woohoo! Now there's a few things to note that you're going to need if you want to keep your creature. You're going to need to feed it food, and that basically keeps its loyalty. Depending on what type of food it is, you'll get longer while keeping it as your tame pet. Butter, for example, will give you 5 minutes. Milk is supposedly going to give you an hour. Now some of these values may have changed since it's gone into full release. Rare hare meat will give you 15 minutes. An egg will give you 20 minutes. Crowberry wine 120 minutes, spicy chili 240 minutes, and then we get into something called scrolls. If you build or find a soul binding scroll, it can give you 240 minutes, and the soul binding scroll 6 gives you 20,160 minutes. So obviously that is really endgame stuff, or something you're going to have to build towards to keep your creatures going pretty much forever as by your side loyalty. If you want to ride your creature, you're going to need to craft and make yourself a workbench, and you should find the saddle in the workbench. You can tame a whole host of creatures including horses, giant eagle, wild elk, bear, dire wolf and even a hare. You can also get forest guardians, mountain giants, blood orcs and sprites, death weaver, demonic imp and the undead, and of course dragons, which you've seen a lot of in the trailer. I will go over some more refined details like building pen traps for this, and particularly when we get to the point where we're going to start taming a dragon, I'll show that in full in depth. But I just wanted to give you the basics in case you're scratching your head why you can't tame certain creatures. Build up the blue circle around the creature. When it's full, you should be able to tame it. Go up to it, press the X or square button and it will be tamed. You can use them for storage. They'll host or hold quite a lot, depends on what creature it is, and it's got usually like 1,000 slots, and you can give commands to them too. They're pretty basic, the commands. It's usually halt in a defensive stance or passive stance or aggressive stance, follow in the same 3 stances, or simply just stand there and it will be okay. You can get rid of your creatures. If you don't want it anymore, you can simply press the button to get rid, and if you want to mount it, you need to put the saddle in its inventory and then press mount, or press on the middle button when you're holding the X or square button while facing the creature. Creatures all have their own special attacks, and some of them may be able to gather some resources better than others as well, so it's definitely worth experimenting, particularly on some of the easier ones, maybe like a hare. And like I said, I will be going over some traps and better ways to get some of these harder to get creatures. And very briefly, I did say I'll show you guys how to get resources from weapons and stuff. So you can go ahead and just harvest anything with a weapon, like an axe. Normally you'll get some stone or iron ore or wood, etc. But you can make spells, and you can get the spells to do a lot better for you. You can make the spells quicker, you can make them get more of the resource. It just depends on the spell and what you're using. You're going to need a earth essence for this one. Put the earth essence in the utility slot. Make sure obviously you've got an open slot on your weapon, and go ahead and craft a utility spell which will give you basically a extraction spell for any resource. You just need that earth essence, you don't need any other ingredients, but like I said, if you do find some ingredients to make the spell better, then go ahead and do it so you can get even more resources. Citadels is such a grindy game, so absolutely this should be your key focus on finding stuff that's going to help you extract better materials. If spells and weapons is still puzzling, go and check out that guide I've already done. You'll find it in the description box or the comments section down below, and obviously it will be in my playlist with the rest of the Citadels videos. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. Don't forget to like and make sure you come and join my Discord to keep up to date with everything Citadels and my channel. I am JADE-PG, the best in survival, RPG and indie games. See you guys later on.